In the spring of 1877, the mountains of Kyushu were covered in clouds, as if preparing to bury an entire era. There, in Satsuma Province, stood Saigō Takamori, a man who had once been a national hero, contemplating his homeland, transformed beyond recognition. Saigō was a descendant of samurai, those who had lived for centuries by honoring the sword, discipline, and loyalty to the emperor. He had fought in the Meiji Rebellion that overthrew feudalism and helped build modern Japan. But now, just a decade later, he was seeing his dream turned against him. The Meiji reforms came like a storm. They abolished the samurai class, closed their schools, and banned the carrying of swords. Men of honor were reduced to petty officials or insignificant merchants, while rifles replaced katanas and Western dress replaced silk kimonos. Saigō felt that the soul of Japan was dying in cold silence. In his palace in Kagoshima, he was meeting with his old comrades. Their faces were covered in anger and disappointment. The emperor taught us to live with honor, but now they demand that we live like machines. The honor of the samurai cannot be bought, nor can it be erased by decree. Thus, the Satsuma Rebellion erupted, the last rebellion in samurai history. Some 30,000 warriors from the southern provinces joined Saigō. They knew they were fighting a modern army superior in number and equipment, but they marched out with ancient swords and banners, as if marching into a legend already written. On the banks of the Shirayama River, the final battle took place. Government cannons fired ceaselessly, and smoke filled the sky. With each shell, a piece of the past shattered. Yet Saigō remained at the forefront, wearing his ancient armor and his famous sword, the Muramasa, standing firm until a bullet pierced his shoulder. He sat on the ground, bleeding slowly, and said to his companions, "It is time for the sword to rest." In samurai fashion, he ordered his companion to end his life so he would not be taken prisoner. Saigō Takamori fell on September 29, 1877, and with him, the era of the samurai ended. But his death was not a defeat. The emperor himself later mourned him as a national hero, and years later, he was rehabilitated. He became a symbol of sacrifice and honor, a man who preferred death to seeing Japan forget its roots.